So yesterday we left off with the story of Peter saying he would do anything for Jesus, no matter what it was. But Jesus sat and asked him, would you really do anything? So now we're flash forwarding here a little bit today, where we see Jesus and his disciples in the garden after they have a moment of prayer together. And we see Jesus being approached by the chief priests and other guards, and Peter comes in and slashes off the ear of Malchus, or one of the guards that were there. And Jesus is just so stunned by this, because we just heard the story of him saying, would you really do anything? And it ends up being a story of anger that we are just not used to seeing as Jesus tells about his death here. So as we see this anger in Peter and the guard, we end up getting a very tender moment that we hear in different gospel stories of Jesus approaching this guard and placing his ear back on his head. And it's a moment of peace in the chaos. This story was one that Jesus didn't want to happen. He didn't want the angry mob. He didn't want a battle. He didn't want a fight. He wanted something peaceful that fulfilled the scriptures. We don't have a Jesus that is surrounded by anger all the time, even though our world shows us so much anger, and we come into a world that wants us to fight so hard for what we believe in. Fight no matter what, just like Peter said he would do. But Jesus' story tells us one of peace and calmness, even in the anger of this world. He wants us to approach it in thought and realize that what we're being called to do is not something of anger and hatred, but is something of hope and grace. So as we come now into the end of this Holy Week journey, we can look at it in all the anger that it brings and the hatred of seeing someone that we even care for so many years later with a deep love, but to look at it as a message of hope and caring that we're supposed to share with our friends, family, neighbors, everyone around us, of a Jesus who walks with every single person, not angry, not out for vengeance, but out for grace.